Cheers. Hey, yeah, come on over. Of course, yes, stop on by. Enjoying Hogsmeade, are we? Of course you are. Someone like you would be. What do I mean by that? Nothing at all. Only admiring your ability to look so at home amongst these commoners, riffraff, as I like to call them. Yes, I only merely observe what I see. But enough about me and my pleasantries. Care for a drink, my friend. I sell only the finest in all the lands. Of course I don't sell butterbeer. What do I look like, some sort of common charlatan? Of course not. I sell only the finest, such as brownie, old keg, Americana. Yes, the Americana. Of course. Of course, I'm glad you are somewhat traveled and understand other areas of the world, magical or not. There is nothing wrong with someone who chooses to keep their magic at a more subtle level. Not that you would understand such things, but let's pretend that you do. So, well, yes, you could go ahead and just buy the traditional butterbeer, yes, but let me ask you this. You attend Hogwarts, do you not? Of course you do. Well, how is one to make a name for themselves, stand out with the likes of that Harry Potter running around? Yes, wouldn't you rather stand out from the crowd? And how might you do that? Well, by buying one of my drinks, that is. These drinks are not common in this area, for I only stop by every once in a while. As you can see, it is that time of year that I make my presence known in Hogsmeade, and my wares do not tend to last for very long. So I would act quickly before one of your brighter classmates decides to stop by my stall, and finally I purchase the rest of what I barely have enough to keep on the shelves. Of course, yes, I have only very, very few bottles left. I don't have a giant crate under the table or anything like my competitors would. No. So, what do you say? Care to make a life-changing decision today? Yes, it is that important. Very well. I knew you were smart. You must be Slytherin. I see. Well, maybe one day you will see the value in such an upstanding house. But I imagine not. So, what would you like to purchase? Perhaps a cream soda, a Americana, cherry or huckleberry, a root beer. I have several varieties, including Dad's favorite and brownie, or perhaps a butterscotch beer. You're not sure? What a surprise. Care to have a taste and perhaps buy one or two extra, since I am offering you the courtesy of trying several sodas before purchasing? Excellent. I knew you were brighter than you appeared. Let us go ahead and dabble in some of the variety of soda tastes and pleasures before you offer me your coin. You will offer me some coin, won't you? Do not waste my time. Excellent. Let us start on the end. We will begin with Dad's favorite cream soda. Who's Dad? It does not matter. Don't ask such silly questions. It is simply Dad's favorite cream soda. As you can see, it has a nice golden look to the bottle. Now, this bottle is actually clear, and that golden amber glow that you see is actually the wonderful mixture inside. Yes, I thought maybe a simpleton like you would need such an explanation, but I can see I was very wrong. You are smart. So let's go ahead and try this one. This cream soda, I like to explain to my customers, is kind of a mixture between a root beer and perhaps a vanilla type of soda. Now let's go ahead and get that opened. These are popped tops, of course. I would not sell anything other than the best version of Dad's cream soda. So I will pour us both a glass. As you can see, it has a nice carbonation and a great aroma to that. Yes, care for a smell. Of course, let me pour you a slight bit. As you can hear, that carbonation is quite nice. Now, for my taste. Yes, quite the beverage. As you can see, it has a very nice color to it and a quick but powerful carbonated fizz. Cheers. Yes, quite delightful. I told you, only the best. That's what you'll find at this stall, and they did me quite the honor of letting me place my stall here right next to Ollivander's, the famous Ollivander. He did supply yours truly with one of the finest wands and one of the most powerful wands ever seen at Hogwarts. Oh, I'm sure you could ask anyone and they would remember that. Yes. So, tell me, what did you think of the cream soda? Of course you liked it. Now, what you taste there is, and I will have a bit more. What you tasted there was a hint of vanilla, a splash of oak, and what were the other notes? Ah yes, a dash of spice. And now, you most likely taste upon your palate quite the medley of spectacular, sugary goodness. Now, excellent. What you will notice is that your heart might just be pounding and your senses are tantalized and you are reaching for your coin purse and begging to purchase as many bottles as you can get your hands on. Yet you do feel that sensation, don't you? I thought you might. Excellent. Now, next up, we have one of my favorite. We have Earp's sarsaparilla. Now, what is a sarsaparilla, you may ask? Well, my naive friend, a sarsaparilla is simply an alternative to the root beer variety. As you can see, it has the darkened bottle to protect the integrity and taste of the soda. Sarsaparilla is a very old and traditional beverage for a more civilized time, before the dark times. Now, when tasting the sarsaparilla, it is very important that you unlock the vintage portion of your remedial brain and decide to open your mind to a more full experience. Shall we? Allow me to give you a splash. Yes, let that fizz settle ever so slightly before tasting. Now, as you can see, not the prolonged fizz that the Dad's favorite cream soda offered us, but quite the darker appearance. And as you can see, as we move that around, you will see that carbonation start to appear from the bottom of the glass to the top. Now, cheers. As you can taste, very, very, in fact, you most likely believe that tastes exactly like root beer. I thought you might. Most commoners and remedial ones often get the two confused and or mistaken for one another, but one with more of a refined palate, like myself, will be able to easily tell the difference. One more taste. Ah, yes. As you can clearly taste, there is a hint of birch and maybe a splash of cherry on the very final notes of that traditional root beer taste. Now, if you are someone who perhaps strives to be taken as very smart, very wise, very proper, the sarsaparilla might just be the flavor of choice for said characters. Now, moving on, we have absolutely a treat. If sugary sensations and a light buttery flavor is something that you are striving to taste for the very first time, brownie is just what we both are looking for. Brownie makes the absolute best caramel cream root beer. Now, if you thought sarsaparilla was a refined version of the root beer variety, then you have seen nothing yet. The caramel cream alternative is quite delectable. Let us delve straight in. As you can see, these streets are very busy, and yes, all of these patrons you see behind you have already stopped and purchased as much as their bags could carry, and witches can carry quite a lot of bottles due to the magical properties of their bags, of course. So imagine how much I have sold. You must hurry and purchase as many as you can, as quickly as you can. Don't think, just purchase. Let's go ahead and try. I will do the honors of the first pour. I like to get that initial taste right out of the bottle. Now, let me see your glass. Excellent. Now, on to the taste. Cheers, my newly acquainted friend. Now, what you will be greeted with absolutely instantaneously is that buttery caramel flavor. On top, it is the one that meets your palate immediately, followed swiftly by the root beer aftertaste that is so fine and refined. One more taste. Yes, as you can see, that is one of the best sodas that you have ever tasted, and I do suggest you hurry and loosen that coin purse. You do feel the magic the sensations pulling on your purse strings, don't you? I thought so. Moving on, we will go to the last of my top shelf. Even though they are not on the top, they are on the front because, of course, top shelf is just a phrase we use to notify our customers of which of our products are the best. I would not expect someone like you to understand, but now you do. I have for you and your immediate consideration butterscotch beer. If you thought the caramel cream was quite the treat to the senses, then you will be absolutely astounded by the taste of Old Kegs, one of the oldest breweries right here in Hogsmeade. You will be astounded by the amount of flavor they were able to pack into this small little bottle. Let's go ahead and get your glass prepared. Excellent. And now the main attraction, mine. Cheers. One thing you will notice immediately is even before this fine concoction meets your lips, you will be greeted, however, with the aroma of the butterscotch, which is quite strong and quite enjoyable. Wouldn't you agree? All of the finest and most upstanding citizens of Hogsmeade do. You do agree. Excellent. Quite noted. Now, a second tasting. Yeah, that is quite the crowd pleaser. I think they even enjoyed their bottles already. No need to ask them. They obviously are happy. What do you think they were doing? Of course. Now, I would not miss out on the butterscotch beer. There is not a chance. Let's move on to the back row. No, these are not just measly, hard to sell bottles that I try to hide, but rather the most popular that I save only for customers such as you. Now, this, of course, you are quite perceptive. This is the same brand and developer as our favorite and already confirmed to purchase Dad's Cream Soda. This is Dad's famous vintage root beer. Your glass, please. Yes. Of course. Why wait for me to pour mine? Go ahead and cheers anyway. Now, that is quite refreshing. After the flavor trips of the butterscotch, the brownie, and the sarsaparilla, we now are greeted with the traditional and unmistakable taste of Dad's original root beer. Now, that root beer, one more taste, shall we? That root beer is very traditional and quite a fond memory bringer. What you will notice when you taste that is quite the tingling in your senses, almost as if there is a magical spell accompanying the taste. Now, while that is obviously ridiculous, it is simply just the wonderful flavor and memories of a simpler time that are coursing through your veins. Now, moving on, I saved the fruit-flavored sodas for last. We have had more substantial and vintage taste thus far. Now we will move on to a nice Americana cherry from our neighbors to the west. Americana makes quite the enjoyable colas. In this instance, a cherry cola. Yes, I believe you will enjoy this if candies and sort of treats that are easy on the palate are your fancy. I think this will, your glass please, this will be quite enjoyable. Yes, please do. Wait for my pour this time. It is the proper way of doing things. Now, shall we? Cheers. Now, as you can taste there, we have a traditional cola taste with, you guessed it, the cherry kick. That cherry accompanying taste is what really brings this soda together and sets it apart from that silly butterbeer that you obviously are too wise to fall into the trap for. The trap of the commoners and unoriginality. You are someone who walks their own path, forges ahead anew, and sits atop the Slytherin throne, or whatever measly house you are from otherwise. So, one more taste of that cherry cola. Yes, that is quite nice. Now, I can see that you are someone who likes to attract friends, people around you who enjoy similar passions, but have a tendency to elevate you above all else. So, I think a cherry cola is something that is easily enjoyed by all types of people, even people like you. And thus, you will likely be able to share this easily with friends and perhaps bring them in closer to steal their secrets or manipulate them into doing your bidding or whatever types of things you people are doing nowadays. But that would be my suggestion. And last but not least, we have a wonderful huckleberry Americana, very, very similar to our cherry cola, except it does not contain the cola default flavor to build itself on. It stands alone, as you will, on the hilltop of victory, looking down at those nefarious Gryffindor. But I digress. This huckleberry stands alone with its fruit notes and its sugary aftertaste without the need of the help or assistance from the cola. A soda that I identify with greatly. Allow me. Please do enjoy. Let's get a nice taste in there. And as you can see, there is a decent hint of purple and an amethyst glow to that one. Cheers. Yes, that is quite tart. But notice the sensation of power and a will to try anything and spend any amount. It is quite intoxicating, don't you think? Drink again. Care for a bit more? Yes, feeling quite bold, are we? Feeling like you would like to spend. Excellent. Yes, this is known for some reason to really assist in the shopping experience, and for some reason only at my stall. I do not know why, but I merely sell sodas. I do not create them or add anything to them in a magical sense, but they are simply the best, like I said. One more drink, please. Yes, you do enjoy that one. Now, you have tasted all of my sodas. You have, no doubt, begun to feel a euphoria of economy and purchasing power. You feel as though your money is not as important to you as you once thought, and perhaps you spend the wealth on good investments such as fine craft sodas and vintage flavors. I support this in this feeling wholeheartedly, and I only want the best for my patrons, and I only want non-Slytherin to succeed like you. So, what do you say? How many bottles and what varieties would you like to purchase today? You don't say. You would like to purchase all that you see. Quite outstanding of a development. I do say you and I might just become good friends, even though we are nothing alike and I am better than you in every way. I do, though, enjoy our short amount of time we've spent together, and would not mind spending more next year when I bring my stall again, that is, and not a moment sooner. I will obviously get you fresh bottles, one of each, 2, 3 of each. That is quite agreeable. I will get those packaged up for you. Yes, I will take no price. Don't worry about the price. I will take all of the gold I see. Of course, the full bag. Excellent. And yes, around the corner, I'll bring it to you. Yes, wait. Just around the corner, of course. It's coming right up. I'll see you there.